Hey guys, it's Jess from Sacred Fox. I'm back today with another pick a card reading. Today we're going to be kind of taking a peek at what kind of energy do you have. So this can be like, what kind of energy do you put off to the world? What kind of energy do you embody? It could have correlations with auric colors. If I do see those types of messages, I will definitely let you know. But this is kind of to just kind of get more in touch with your energy, understand what it's about, come to this place of understanding, and just be able to accept the different qualities that you have within yourself that have both polarities, the heavy and, the lighter energy. It's very important to understand these types of things and these types of dynamics. I really hope that this reading resonates with you, because I feel like it's very important sometimes to do these readings as we kind of lose track of what type of energy we embody and all this stuff. So let's just take a peek at your reading today. So if you are first and new to a pick a card reading, any of these piles that you're particularly drawn to, whether it be due to the lovely charm on top of it, or just the aesthetic, or doesn't matter, whichever one you want, go ahead and fast forward to the timestamp provided below. I have one in the description as well as the comments for people on mobile phone users. And yeah, if you enjoy, I love to have a subscription from you. You guys are fabulous. We're almost at 500 subscribers. Super pumped, super pumped. And give me a like if you enjoyed your reading. If not, that's okay. It's not for everyone. And yeah, comment in the description. Just let me know how you resonated with your reading today. So we have pile number 1 here. It's got a lovely little rose. Okay, pretty rose charm here. We have this lovely little golden, it's gonna see it, it's Libra on here, so it's a nice golden charm. We have a jar of stars. Oh, fancy. We have a lovely Eiffel Tower with the sparkles in it. And we have a clear quartz over here for people that are liking the rocks. So we're going to start off with group number 1. So I'll move these guys up and out of the way. Let's see if I can do it in an orderly fashion. Sometimes it's a little questionable. These particular stacks are not going to be as nice to move as ones that I've had before. Okay, pop that up here. Now my OCD is telling me to line up all of these against this things, but that's not perfect enough, It's just not good enough. There we go. Okay, that looks okay right there. I think we can agree. Just don't want it to look cluttered. We're gonna pop over to group number 1. Hello, group number 1. What kind of energy do you have? So you chose this pretty rose. So lovely, so nice. So we'll put that to the side. You're going to put it right here so you don't forget about it. And I think that's beautiful. It's like a really pretty, I don't know, it just reminds me of the Beauty and the Beast. I think of like passion, I think of like romance, but you never know. I guess we'll see with these cards, but I don't know if the charm means anything at all. Okay, so we have tarot cards. We have the Knight of Swords. We have the 3 of Pentacles. We have fire, passion. Whoa, that's weird. Open your heart. Your commitment is being tested. We have Raven, which is news. Ace of Pentacles, we've got that one reversed, being a see upright. There we go. And then we have the Queen of Cups here as well. I hope the lighting's okay for you guys, because I just want to make sure that nothing's looking too weird. But I'll definitely go through all these cards, which is interesting because right off the bat with the rose, I think of passion and I think of all that. We have that. We have the passion. We have the open your heart sort of thing. So I feel like naturally you might gravitate towards kind of feeling like a hopeless romantic, but I'm also seeing like there's like this stubbornness of like a resistance about being like, okay, whatever, like romance is just a fairy tale, whatever. But I definitely see that there is this like embodiment. Like when I think of this, I think of like having it encased in the glass, like in Beauty and the Beast, where it's just like untouched and fragile and gentle, where it's just like you don't really open your heart that easily, because I feel like when you do, then there is like a lot of emotion, there is a lot of investment. I feel like you're a very deep and intense person. So when you love fully. So there's a lot of protective energy that's around you. And the rose, it's something that's beautiful, but don't mess with the rose. It's got thorns. It's like kind of like that beautiful kind of like intensity. It's a beautiful intensity that I'm seeing in the energy field, which is really nice. So let's kind of get into some of the cards here. We have the Knight of Swords. So to me, the Knight of Swords is like very intellectual. To me, it's just like you're witty, you're sharp thinking, you're kind of like, okay, like, but you're still kind of in like the beginning stages of really cultivating your thinking, which means I'm not saying that you don't have balanced thinking. I'm saying that you're a very intellectual person and you can make a lot of really incredible decisions. However, I'm seeing that just because this night energy is up, it's kind of in development. So sometimes you have, a tendency to maybe be a little bit sharp with your words. You're learning how to use language and to use intellect to kind of get people to understand what messages you have to bring, because sometimes you just cut through like a sword. Zero bullshit, boom, right to the point. That's really what I think of like swords people. But I'm seeing that the communication aspect of you're really working towards improving that. But yeah, there is this like intensity that comes with you, which is when I see like that swords energy, that's what I think. I'm like intense. But it's good. Like, it's like, don't mess with me, kind of get her done, sort of like, you never really know what they're thinking kind of energy. And then the Knight of Swords, again, being kind of more of like the adolescent of the Arcania, or not the Arcania, but what's it called? Oh, it's gone. Okay, so of like the kings, the queens, the pages, and things like that, the court cards, it's kind of more adolescent. So it's like learning to direct this energy. So you've come quite a ways with like how you're processing things and how you're processing energy. Maybe even like a blue aura, like a dark blue, kind of like a deep blue, like a mysterious more aura that's coming through. But yeah, I am seeing that this is a positive quality for you. Just like understanding there's like an intellectual component to everything, and just allowing that to just blossom and exploring things through brainstorming, through thought. And that's really wonderful. I'm also seeing just because of this, I'm like, you kind of like to work on your own. So it's supposed to be the Three of Pentacles is all about cooperation, all about like working with other people. But I'm seeing that you flourish more by yourself, just because maybe you do like have more of like you're better at just like thinking things out rather than like talking to other people about them. You're kind of like, okay, I have an idea, I'm going to do it, which I feel like maybe is where some of that more adolescent type energy is coming in. It's just like, I have an idea, I do it. I don't consult anybody, which is nothing wrong with that. It's super awesome. It's super awesome. And I think it's a good quality to have, to be able to kind of work by yourself and work things with yourself, as I'm seeing that this part of your development is going to, maybe kind of branching out a little bit and kind of seeing what it's like to work with others is actually going to help you grow a little bit more. But all in all, like, you're valued and your opinion is very important, as you definitely hold a lot of that amazing intellectual energy, which I think is super important to embody. We have the fire. So we have the passion that's kind of mixed up in there. And I'm really loving this energy for you, because I feel like it's like, okay, yeah, I can really bring this forward and I can work with this type of energy, and I can kind of move this like fire, move the energy like fire, to just be like, okay, what am I passionate about? And I'm just going to go for it. So it's just kind of like, you follow your passion, you follow your fire. Definitely a very positive aspect to your personality, a very driven, sometimes very stubborn energy. But to me, like, operating out of a place of passion and a place of understanding that need to follow your passion is something that drives you. If something doesn't like make you happy and you're just kind of like, okay, not feeling it. As you do operate a lot out of just kind of like impulse sometimes when it does come to what you're passionate about. But there's definitely that intellectual backing there. So don't think it's just like blind passion. It's just like the thoughts are there and you get them to a certain point, and then you're kind of like, okay, I'm going to move forward with it. Kind of like on your own in a lot of ways, I feel, as well. So open your heart is what I'm seeing here. This is a message for you. So I'm saying, just because I'm seeing like the rose here, and when I think of this rose, I think of it like, blossoming and not having restrictions and not having like fear about the outside world causing it pain and causing it damage. It's encouraging you to understand that opening yourself to other people, that's actually going to be good for you. That's going to actually help you grow, and understand that there are going to be people that are going to want to stand in your way. There are going to be people that aren't going to agree with your particular style of expressing yourself or your opinion. But it's very important to open yourself, because there are people out there, and there are people that share passion with you, that will be willing to work with you and help you cultivate and understand your way of thinking a little bit more. So there definitely is this strong energy here. So I'm very happy to see that. But there definitely is this encouragement to this, like, don't be afraid to just kind of understand the perspective of others and to really open yourself to feeling, passionate and not feeling so guarded around your opinion, around your thoughts, because there definitely is kind of like introverted energy. So it's kind of like working on your boundaries and working on your comfort zone. Just like, what's okay with me? And definitely find somebody that shares that passion with you. Super important, whether it be like a romantic connection, a work connection. For some reason, I'm feeling like this is really work oriented. It's just like working with other people and kind of like more of an entrepreneurial style way. But this could also be for any other type of relationship dynamic. For sure. This is a general reading, so this might not hit you quite in the head, but just wanting to make sure to get those messages out there for others, okay? And it's interesting. It's like your commitment is being tested. So maybe there's like this concern with like having to commit yourself to a particular group of people or project, and maybe you're just kind of being like, I don't know if I want to commit. I don't know if I want to do this. But that's the important thing. It's like to follow your passion and to follow your fire. You're never going to be making incorrect choices, and you're really going to be able to kind of roll with it, and you're going to be able to understand yourself better. But it's like being able to commit yourself and understand that, yeah, this is a passion. I want to go through with it. I'm okay with cooperating with others, because I feel like that's a big thing for you. It's like maybe with this like excitement and this passion and it's kind of like this impulsive thinking, you start a lot of projects but you don't want to finish them maybe. So there's like that issue with committing to projects, whereas it's like you don't want to drag anybody else into it. You're pretty happy working by yourself and plugging through things on your own, which is okay. That's a great energy to have. But I am seeing that this like kind of quality does kind of like, it's kind of like your vice in a way, where it's just like you have a hard time sticking to things. It's something that makes it a little bit more challenging to fulfill projects, but just being aware that that's a quality that you possess, and when in working with people or in anybody in your life, to understand that you kind of do have like this little squirrely energy where you just like have so many ideas and you get a little bit in your head. But you definitely are driven by passion, kind of more moment to moment, and just being like, okay, what do I feel like doing now? What do I feel like doing now? But that also kind of makes a little bit of an issue with commitment and committing to projects and committing to relationships and everything like that, which you're definitely aware of that. I definitely see that. But that will come with time. Just want you to understand that. So your commitment, yes, it is being tested, but I want you to understand that when you are with the right dynamic of people or a person or romance or whatever, you will feel like there's this passion that's within you, and you have like these intellectual thoughts. So just kind of go with it and roll with it and understand that this person will accept these qualities about you. And I'm feeling like you can really kind of build something for yourself there. I have these kind of cards here over here, which are kind of the more, I want to say, more lighter aspects of the self, whereas like over here, a little bit more intense energy. As you can see, there's a difference in the cards and even the color. But there's this like kind of vice. There's like your commitment's being tested, whereas it's like this fear of commitment. That's all right, Everybody's kind of, you don't want to be tied down. You want to follow your passion. You want to follow your heart. The Raven. Ooh, Raven. It says news. So it's like you're kind of in your own little world, and you're kind of happy with understanding how the world works, and you don't really want somebody to come into that and just like mess things up. So it's like a raven, I see, is like a really intense, very intelligent, smart bird, very perceptive. So like I feel like you kind of have this element of yourself that is this like intellectual skeptic, where you're kind of maybe like over judgmental and over critical and being like, what's this person got going on, sort of deal. But I want you to know that the overcritical and the sort of more confident energy of the raven is something that's amazing, and it's something that's beautiful. I know that I say that a lot, but I honestly feel like every personality type has its own advantage, and I think every personality type is incredible, just because of the vast differences that are in humans, and yet the similarities are just mind-boggling. And when I think of ravens, they're very close-knit. When they do have a connection, they'll communicate within themselves. So to me, it's also more kind of introverted energy, where it's just like you're very calculating, and like people almost have to like pass like a sequence of like mental tests and being able to just be like, are you even on my level, sort of deal, which is kind of like a little bit more of like an intense aspect of your personality, but it's very calculating and certain, sort of, you just kind of know where you're sitting. The Ace of Pentacles. So like the reason why, it's funny to see this with the starting and finishing the project. So like you maybe like have this idea, like lots of ideas, lots of mental energy here. But it's like, it's a hard time like starting ideas. Like maybe your passion lies more in your intellectual thought and your intellectual planning of things. But I'm seeing that, yeah, you have a hard time taking projects off the ground just because there might be a lot of technical things that are kind of in place or logistics and stuff where you're just kind of like, I don't want to think about all that stuff. I just want to jump into it. I just want to do it. But with the Ace of Pentacles, it's being like, okay, like I feel like that's where maybe your weakness is. So working with people that are kind of able to help you take that type of project off the ground when you are ready to incorporate different dynamics into your life. That's where working with others and working with different types of energies from yours is actually going to help you cultivate your dreams and your energy more in the world, just because it's a little bit of like one of your vices and just having a harder time just taking those projects off the ground because you do, you know, you're very intellectual and you have that passion. So it's just like, I don't want to get all the technical stuff together. I have all these amazing ideas, but like, let's put them into action sort of deal. So that's what's coming up for that. And then over here we have the Queen of Cups. So to me, I know that you come across as kind of like this really mysterious person that's kind of like, I'm a kind of march to the beat of my own drum. I don't know if you can see that. Maybe I should turn on the light here. Just a sec. I'm going to try to like reach around here and not like completely destroy. Okay. I don't know if that's even worse. Okay, turn it there. Okay, that's better. Okay, so you see the Queen of Cups, to me, that's not an insensitive energy. I have a feeling that you are quite sensitive and you put up a really great front just because it's like hiding over here. It's hiding over here, kind of in like the shadows. Like maybe you don't let on that you're as sensitive as you are, but damn, you care a lot for the people that are close to you and the people that are around you. And it's interesting that this comes up in kind of like the vice things because I feel like you almost feel weakened by your emotions sometimes, but I don't want you to feel that way. Emotions are a very amazing and wonderful way to understand that we're going the right path in the world. Especially with this passion card, you can't have passion unless you have emotion. And it's such an important quality in you. So when you feel like emotion, don't think of that as like a weakness. Understand that that's kind of like a gauge that you can understand. Am I moving in the right direction? Am I moving towards my passion? So getting in touch with some of these more in-depth and deeper emotions in yourself, you're going to really be able to understand your reason and your drive for passion a little bit more, as well as like letting other people in. Because I'm seeing, you know, this open your heart sort of thing. You're kind of like, oh, like, you know what? I can have these moments of feeling quiet and sullen and broody, and I don't know if I want to bring anybody into that space. Well, know that even if you get like that, you have a right to be accepted and you have a right to be loved by romantic partners, by work colleagues, by whoever you choose to express yourself to. Just understand that your emotion makes you a deep and intellectual person, does not make you weak. Having the ability to empathize is actually, you know, more highly valued than IQ. They say that emotional intelligence is higher than IQ. So you have intellectual thoughts, but the thing is, this passion and this love and this drive behind you is your actual greatest strength because you operate from a place of compassion. So you're not like this heartless person that's just kind of like, no, I'm marching to the beat of my own drum. I don't need anybody. It's almost like a fear of vulnerability that really comes out here. So this is something that, yeah, that does embody your energy. But again, just like the yin and the yang, I feel like the polarities of both of these aspects of your personality are so important into just kind of like cultivating yourself as a person. So understanding that these are maybe some of the challenges that you have with the commitment, with the opening your heart, with allowing some of like these new projects to take off the ground, but you're well motivated. And yeah, you are a self-starter. You just kind of like to work on your own. That's fine. But there is this beautiful energy that you're holding inside, but you're like, you know, with the thorns and with the glass casing, you're just like, you have a hard time. People have a hard time getting close to you, but once they do, you have like this incredible, wonderful, awesome. And I think it's fabulous. All right, so that's it for actual pile number 1. I feel like that I've kind of got all the messages there that I needed. Well, that was a long one, actually. It was like 20 minutes. If you enjoyed your reading, I would love to hear from your comments if you found that it resonated with you. I'd love to hear what you have to say. If not, that's okay. Subscribe for more pick a card readings as well as more spiritual videos. I'm doing a lot of pick a card readings. It's just been lots of fun lately, so I've been playing in the world of that. But yeah, I hope to see you back soon, and take care, my darlings. Whew. So, hello, pal number 2. Welcome, welcome. What kind of energy do you have? We're going to be checking that out. We have the balance, the Libra, I can see that. Libra, the scales here. So that's kind of all about balance. Not sure what's going on there, but we're going to take a look, and fairness as well comes to mind. We're going to take a look at what, oh, my kitty just came to visit me. What kind of energy do you have? So I'm a bit squirrely this morning. My deepest apologies. All right, so we have the sun. Wow. Death. Don't freak out, okay? Like, I swear to God, if you think that you're going to die from this card, just stop right now, because, like, just don't. That's not what it means at all. Sanctuary. Take bite-sized steps. We have don't let your past hold you back. Tiger. Will. 7 of Cups. And Knight of Swords. Okay. Everything kind of in view there. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to start with just kind of looking at what we have on this side of things. Okay, we're good. I'm just going to make sure. Okay, we're good. So over here, I feel the sun. So you have a very strong drive and strong motivation. The sun is kind of like, go for what you... I didn't do it. I swear it's the ghosts. Just kidding. Some fell over. Anyways, I'm very distracted. There's a cat. There's things falling. So maybe the sun energy is kind of like, yeah, like I'm really excited about life. I'm really looking for the balance and the duality in life, which is interesting because we have one of like the most beautiful and bright cards here, which is the sun. It's like that dream energy. It's sort of like manifesting your goals, manifesting your dreams, and just like having the warmth of your sun at your back. So it's just like initiating growth, development, all this incredible stuff. But ooh, the death card. And let me tell you, like a lot of people see this and they're just like, yeah, no, not interested in this card at all. But it's actually the most transformative card. And I'm seeing that, I'm feeling you're having a hard time sort of like letting go, which is really what's kind of coming up here. So this quality that's within you, it's just you're having a hard time allowing the change that needs to happen. With the sun card, it's this glowing, beautiful energy, but you know that there's some deep and intense things that you need to shift and that you're resisting in life right now. It's just some of these like changes that you're just unable to accept in a way. It's creating resistance against some of this beautiful, wonderful energy that you have. But I also feel like there's this duality. On the one hand, you have this amazing, like sunny, wonderful perspective, but on the other hand, there's also this real intensity. As much as you can embody warmth and kindness, there's this intense like drawing of energy that's coming from this death card, where it's just like, yeah, you have a hard time letting things go, letting people go, letting situations go, and allowing things to flow, where it's just like, this is not in the direction, this is not how it's supposed to feel, you know, it's not feeling like that warm energy. So it's this duality of understanding that, yeah, like there is this beautiful energy that you radiate, but on the other hand, you have a lot of depth to you, and you have a lot of understanding and a lot of intensity. And this energy duality is something that is really evident within you more so. People don't understand that this is kind of almost like a hidden aspect of you, whereas like you have this incredible demeanor and this like the sunny outlook and the sunny energy, but it's just like, yeah, there's a lot of intensity, which I feel I can relate to. I can relate to that for sure. And it's just understanding that that's your duality, and you aren't a fake person. I want to say this: you're not a fake person just because you can flip-flop between the two. Just because you have intense moments does not mean you're happy. Just because you're really happy does not mean you don't have the capability of having this sort of inner resistance sometimes. And that's it's something that's really like, to me, it's like, you know, the scales. It's like is that on view? The scales, and just like balancing the two elements of yourself. There's a kitty that's like seriously trying to get on my lap, and it's really distracting. And then we come in here and we have the cave and we have sanctuary. So like there is this like place that you go within yourself that's like it's kind of mysterious. Like people don't really understand or know this part of yourself. Whereas like you try to keep up this amazing energy that's like upfront and be like, hey, like I know what I want. I kind of know what I'm going for. I'm here to make people happy. I'm here to make people feel warm. But like you actually really also enjoy your time to yourself and to really cultivate that space within yourself as well. And this, I feel like, is a place that you go, sanctuary within yourself and within life, your home, everything very important to you. So there may be a lot more introverted qualities than people might perceive, whereas like you might be really outgoing, really nice, but your home and your safety is very important to you, and just kind of being able to process some of these more heavier emotions, which you're not necessarily comfortable sharing with others. But again, there's this like a lot of this amazing warmth here. So taking bite-sized steps is important for you, where you don't really feel like taking huge leaps. It's like just like the safety of the caves, like one step at a time, making sure not to overwhelm yourself, because you do have a lot of energy. And I feel like just because there is this like duality of like this sunny, amazing, and this kind of more intense energy, there is like, you feel like you're quite prone to shifting, and you're quite prone to changing in how you perceive things quite quickly. So it's just like, okay, I want to make sure that I kind of know what I'm doing, kind of want to know where I'm going, and just kind of create this balance within yourself, and you can understand the duality of these two aspects of your personality that are quite intense. But that's the thing. It's just like, this intensity is what makes you so real. It's what makes you so relatable, because yeah, you have this really outgoing, fun personality, but you also have the depth. And I think that's incredible, because like having just an outgoing personality is great, but like it's not real and genuine if you don't have that polarity of understanding that, yeah, you do have a little bit of resistance to change, and you're kind of maybe a little bit more nervous in new situations and things like that. But let me tell you, you're really good at hiding it. You're quite outgoing and you're quite charming. And I'm seeing that you do have really strong willpower, and you want to try new things, and you kind of want to come out of the kind of like more shy, kind of like being able to accept that you do go through different types of changes, and yeah, just allowing that resistance to be an understanding of your personality rather than something that holds you back, and to just see it as like, oh yeah, you know what, I do have a resistance to change, and I do kind of have a hard time coming out of my shell sometimes and trying new things. But that's okay. It's the baby steps that you take that really matter. And if you're wanting to see growth in this, that's all you have to do. Bite-sized steps. Don't try to like push yourself too far and just like get yourself into a space that's really uncomfortable for you. Because I am seeing that, yeah, the little bite-sized steps are really good. And don't let your past hold you back. So I'm seeing this is a little bit of kind of a challenge for you, whereas like you are kind of naturally more cautious because you've been through a lot. You've been through a lot of experiences. You've seen a lot of loss. You've let go of a lot of things. But like, I feel like sometimes it gets in your way, where it's just like this overthinking energy that comes in here. And it's just like, you know, you're like, okay, this has happened before. What's this going to happen again? Or things like that. It's just kind of like stepping in the way of your present experiences, which actually makes you a little bit more naturally resistant to change, because you're like, okay, this change has happened before and it wasn't really great, and I don't really want to do it again. So what does that even look like? It's like a lot of overthinking and stuff too. But there is this really intelligent sort of energy here. And I'm not seeing that like this need to have like safety, and this need to just kind of like be a little bit more cautious when making decisions. It's not a bad thing for you. I'm feeling that this is something that's just a part of who you are, and that's okay. I just felt like saying that, you know, just because you're not keeping up to everybody else is joining the party, that's okay. Like, you're making it on your own, and you're kind of like, yeah, you know what makes you comfortable, so walk at your own pace. Okay, got that? And the tiger is will, so it's like willpower, it's strength. And I feel like just because this card is kind of in the more like heavier section of the reading, so like you have a really strong willpower, and I feel like you doubt it sometimes. You're just like, I don't have the energy of the tiger to pursue this and to do this today. But yes, you do. You just got to do it at your own pace, and trust that you have a strong will, and you have a strong willpower, and a lot of this beautiful sunny energy. You know, I see like the sun energy. I think of Leo energy, and I think of like, you know, big cats and strong cats, and just being able to have that strength and that confidence to understand that, yeah, you do have the willpower. You have a tiger on your back. You have ways of protecting yourself and understanding what you need in order to feel secure. And that's so important. But just understand that you are able to harness this willpower when you need it, and to just not let yourself be quite as resistant to some of the shifts and the changes that will be happening in your life, because it's the balance that you want, right? You're wanting that balance. And in order to like cultivate that, sometimes you just got to jump on the back of the tiger and be like, well, shit, we holding on, son. And just get going with that, and just allow that shift and allow that change to happen. Especially like if you are like wanting to just kind of take bite-sized steps, finding somebody that will help kind of push you and guide you along the way will really help as well. Because I feel like, just in the Seven of Cups here, there's a lot of issues with making decisions and choices. Like sometimes you're just like not sure. There's like a lot of uncertainty. You're like, okay, like what is the right thing for me? Like what kind of energy, like what kind of like things should I put my energy into? Like I can't decide. There's like too many choices. So I feel like that's where a lot of overwhelm comes for you when you're kind of out and about. Where it's just like you can't think clearly, like you kind of get overwhelmed by emotion, just because you do have like this polarity here, right? So it can easily shift, or it's just like, what is my outcome going to be? I'm going to like really enjoy this, or is this going to be like something that I don't like? And it's just like almost about like trying to have too much control over the situation. That's leaving you almost feel paralyzed, and you can't choose, and you're feeling confused, and you're like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. And as well as like with this Knight of Swords energy here, it's this intellectual energy that's like fighting with this emotional energy. So it's just like, okay, I kind of like have an idea of what I want to do, but I don't actually know. And it's just like putting that brainstorming into action with that emotional decision is where kind of like you're having a little bit of struggle. But this energy is something that I feel like you need to be aware of. It's like this emotion and this confusion that just kind of gets in your way, where you're just not able to drive yourself forward in making some of those tough choices when you're like in either of these polarities. It's just like, okay, like I'm feeling really happy right now. Like, is this a really good choice to make right now? Like, am I just feeling happy right now? Or should I invest my time and my energy into things? And maybe I should go out of the house, and like all this like really exciting energy. But then like moving towards your dreams, moving towards your goals, or trying to move away from your fears, it's like this hesitation. This hesitation is moving out of your comfort zone and just being like, okay. But I'm seeing that, this is a duality. This is one of our incredible challenge for you to face in this lifetime, is just being able to understand what are your boundaries and being okay with those boundaries, and not being so caught up in like, oh my God, like look at me, I'm so resistant to change, I can't even deal with this. But yes, you can, and you are resistant to change. It's just understanding that there is these comforts that you need and that you enjoy. That's just what your preference is. Nothing wrong with that. So taking small steps outside of this comfort zone and outside of this energy of being able to control your environment into something that's a little bit more like unknown, and trusting that you will come out and you will feel okay, is very important for you to kind of cultivate in this lifetime. But I really feel like that's what I'm getting for this reading. Like we have the penguins in here, which are very resilient. They're very resilient. And I'm not saying that you don't have that resilience. You have the penguin, which survives in Antarctic conditions, like protects its eggs, like freezing cold weather. And we have the tiger, which is like strength and perseverance and beauty and all these wonderful things. And I'm 100% seeing you're going to be able to achieve this balance. Just try not to push yourself too hard, and have patience with that lovely, beautiful energy that you have within you. That's all I'm getting for pile number 2, my darlings. If this resonated with you, I would love to hear your comments and how it related to you. Thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. If you did, that's okay. We're just trying to hit all the bases with everybody today. And subscribe if you'd like more pick a card and metaphysical style readings and videos. Pile number 3. Howdy doody. How you doing today? Fabulous? Great. Good talk. We have your jar of stars today. We're about halfway through this reading, so I'm going to take a sip of water. Make sure that we kind of keep the voice going. I do these all in one take. It's the worst if I get a phone call in the middle of them. All right, we have a jar of stars here, so that's pretty cute. I dig it. I like it. Super happy. Super wonderful. A little happy face there. That's a good sign. But we'll kind of poke our face into this and see what happens, all right? What kind of energy do you have? The Chariot. The 9 of Swords. 6 of Pentacles. Release. Reach out. Hold your vision. Power. the Tower, and the Five of Pentacles. Okay. Okay. Time to get my head in the game. So just right off the bat, there's a lot of green in this reading. Like, just looking over here, like, look at all this. This is like an affinity for nature here. And I'm just like seeing this in like the trees. It's like this really strong affinity for nature. Green energy, beautiful green energy. Health, natural health. Like, I'm just seeing health. We'll kind of jump into this a little bit more. Just because I just gotta take a pause for a second. The Chariot energy is like, things go really quickly for you sometimes. It's like, holy damn, what's happening right now? And sometimes you're like, am I able to hold on? I'm feeling like you're having a hard time holding on to the reins of things because life comes quickly and you're just kind of like, all right, I'm holding on for dear life and I am pushing through this shit because, like, holy damn. But it's like this, I feel like you're having a hard time holding on to the reins right now. This is what your energy is expressing to me. I felt like I needed to pause because there's some heaviness happening here at the beginning. And this Nine of Swords is just kind of feeling exhausted. You're like working your ass off. And you're just like, I don't even know. Like, can I even keep going with this type of stuff? Like, you're like, I'm holding on for dear life over here in this crazy horse. That's like taking me through the deep blue and just like, holy. But it's like, I want you to know that I need you to keep going. I need you to keep going. I need you to keep pushing on because you're mentally exhausted right now. But I want you to know that the fact that you've made it this far and that you held on this far is an incredible feat. Most people wouldn't even jump at the opportunity of grabbing onto this horse and letting it ride through the crazy abyss. But you did. But at this point in your life, you're just like, you're doubting and you're questioning these choices and these decisions. You're like, oh my God, like, haven't made the right decisions because it's been a wild ride. And yeah, it has been. Being in the Nine of Swords, though, I'm seeing you're coming to the end of a phase. This is the end of a phase for me. Like, you don't have to feel like this has to be forever. You have a little bit more ways to go, a little bit more things to carry, but I'm seeing that, you know, you need to push through some of this worry, some of this anxiety that's like constricting you. It's holding you and making you feel like you can't hold on to the reins anymore. It's not true. It's not true at all. You know, it's feeling like a difficult situation right now, but you have this jar of stars, you have hope, and you have this happy face. You know, it's just like you deserve the right to be happy. And I don't feel like you giving up now is going to give you the fulfillment that you need. You need to keep going. As tough as it is, as hard as it is, this message is for you. I'm feeling like there's a jar of stars here, a jar of wishes. Hold tightly onto what you want and what you desire in life. Wish upon stars. Allow yourself to really understand what you want, because I feel there is hope. There is definitely hope here. You don't have to go much further feeling like this. I'm feeling like your place is wanting to feel secure materially, and I feel like you want to give back to others and give back to the world. It's this feeling where you want security and you want to share that with others. This sometimes, you know, this does sometimes have to do with children or people that are less fortunate than you. But being able to rejoice and enjoy and share what you have with others is what your motivating factor is for this. Of working your ass off, taking on a lot of mental responsibility, and being able to revel in this sort of security. This security is what you're working hard for. That's incredible. You have wishes for not only yourself, but for others around you. And you are an earth mama or papa. Like, you embody the qualities of this rooted, grounded, beautiful, green, nurturing energy. And yeah, you gotta work your ass off right now. But I want you to know that it's coming to the point where it's almost over. You'll be able to release this. And I feel I know that this might be a little bit ugh to you, but I'm feeling like by autumn, just because of this card here, this could be a general reading for other people, but there's autumn vibes here where it's just that I feel is when things are going to calm down. Okay, so hold on to hope. Understand that you need to keep holding on to those reins. Allow yourself to connect with rooted, grounded energy. So as you're feeling like things maybe be unstable, connect with the colors of autumn: red, oranges, yellows, even some greens, and just allow yourself to be surrounded by understanding that change happens. Leaves fall off the trees and we begin again. A new phase, a new cycle. Just takes a little bit of time. But I'm seeing that from your hard work and holding on to what you want in terms of what your wishes are. Understand what your wishes are. What do you want? What will make you happy? Truly, at its fundamental level. Don't just be like, oh yeah, a bunch of cash. Be like, quality time with my family. Feeling like I don't have to worry about how I'm paying the bills. Being able to provide for myself and eat healthy and do these things that I know are good for me. What are your wishes? Understand those and you'll understand why you need to hold on for a little bit longer. So don't lose faith. And that's something that I feel like this is something that you've been working on for a while. And this is incredible strength. This is incredible energy. And I seriously, wow. Just giving you like the double thumbs up because damn, you've been through some shit. I want to progress. So I feel like we really addressed this side here. Might come back to it in a little bit, but I really want to talk about some of these other cards now. I feel like we really laid out a foundation here. I really had to pause for that one. It was just like, there was a lot of messages in there. Reach out, okay? If you're feeling like you're overwhelmed, reach out. Trust that people will be there if you need them, okay? This is something that's very important for you. Okay, reach out. Allow yourself to ask for help. Don't be stuck in this sort of like stubborn, I can handle it all myself. Allow somebody to help you and be okay with that, and do not see it as a sign of weakness. Do not see it as a sign that you didn't do it by yourself. It's okay to pass the torch on. It's okay to reach out. It's okay to do that. You're still strong. You're still moving towards your goals. And don't be afraid to do that. That's something that's really important for you, to open your heart and to allow yourself to connect with this sort of joy and this happiness so that you don't have to hold it all yourself. You can put down the reins every once in a while. You can relax a little bit. It's very important to allow yourself to reach out and be like, I need help right now. That's okay. That's really wonderful. I need you to do that. We have hold your vision, which is really interesting because we have the stars. Hold your vision. Hold your wishes. Understand what's motivating you. Why are you doing this? Not because I have to. Not because life is making me do it. No. You need to continue to hold on to the dreams that you have for yourself. Be able to move forward with those in a way that makes you feel like you have a purpose. Otherwise, you're just blindly going through this thing to get to the next thing. It's just like you've lost track of what your wishes are. You've lost track of what makes you happy. Amidst all of this chaos, it's very important to understand and to fix your gaze on what's ahead. Fix your gaze on your intention so that when you're feeling kind of swept up, hold your vision to that intention. Hold it close to you and be like, you know what? I'm doing this for a reason. This is a phase. This is a cycle, and I will soon release, and I will be able to kind of come to the space that I need to be. We have the deer, which is power. Beautiful, beautiful card. Love this card. The deer is being strong in the face of adversity. Having that connection to the heavens through the antlers. It's like reaching your goals, reaching up towards the stars and being like, yeah, what do I want? And having that patience and having that sense of stillness amidst all of this chaos. We have a seahorse and we have a deer. Two very different types of creatures. You have to ride on the back of both of them a little bit. Have patience. This is kind of something that's like a little bit difficult for you right now. And understanding that you do hold this personal power within you. It's a little bit of like a doubt in your personal power. But I'm seeing 11. It's a very strong number. 1111. That might show up for you in your clock. Yeah, that's really what I'm getting here. It's just like a lot of this. Hold on to that power. Hold on to it. You need to hold on to it. You need to. I believe in you. And the Tower. Okay, so here, all right. This card is a very intense card upright. But guess what? You got it reversed. Which means there's been a lot of crazy shit that's been going on in your life. A lot of crazy shit, let me tell you. You know. But all of that foundation, all of that like chaos and a lot of the difficulties that you've been through, loss, restructuring, has been necessary. It's necessary to be like, okay, you know what? I built this tower myself. You know what? This is something that I've really put a lot of time and energy into, but it didn't work out. It didn't work out. The tower wasn't strong enough. Now is your opportunity to rebuild it. Okay? As much as you're feeling like, oh my God, everything is falling around me. Yes, it is. But it needs to. It needs to. You are unhappy. You lost track of what makes you happy. That's not good. You gotta really allow yourself to rebuild your life in the way that will allow you, excuse me, to recreate your dreams, recreate your goals. That's not on a rocky foundation. That's on something that's really, really strong. Okay? And you're going to find that along the way. It's going to be a challenge, a rebuilding process, but once you're there, I'm seeing that there's going to be this contentment. Okay? So don't give up hope. And the Five of Pentacles as well, as I feel like there's some difficulties in terms of finances, in terms of a lot more practical matters. The Five of Pentacles reversed usually means that, okay, I've been out in the cold for a while. I don't know if I'm able to just kind of like seek solstice or seek comfort or find security in the things that are around me. Now's the time. It's going to happen for you. 100%. 100% going to happen for you, because I see the Five of Pentacles here, but we also have the Six of Pentacles. It's progressive to me. But it's this feeling of just being like, oh my God, like you recognizing that it's time to come out of this place of feeling like you are powerless. Moving in and choosing to make choices, to reach out for help and to understand the type of help that's available to you, not in making yourself feel weak though. It's practical. It's a practical thing. You got to think of it like that, okay? Think about the practicality of it all. Rather than like overthinking it or being like this, and this. Trust that all of these things will come to you. And this is just, I know that this is kind of more of like a what's your energy like level reading. But this is what I feel like is happening with your energy right now. But I am seeing that there's a lot of green, there's a lot of nurturing, a wanting to like be successful, a wanting to cultivate. But yeah, just really working on that personal power and allowing yourself to, really, really allow yourself to interact with others and to ask for the assistance when you need it. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of what I'm getting for pile number 3. I hope that makes sense to you guys. I really hope it does. If you enjoyed, thank you. Leave me a comment in the description if you found it an accurate reading. I love to hear your comments. You're all so wonderful and supportive. Almost at 500 subscribers, so if you want to subscribe, that'd be wicked cool. And I hope to see you next time. I hope to see you next time. Best of luck to you. Much love. Hello, pile number 3. Wait, no. Pile number 4. Pile number 4. Hello. It's been a long hour, almost. We have the Tower. Now, the Tower can also be representative of more intense restructuring things, but the Tower can also be the Tower of Love in the Paris. So we'll see. We'll see which direction it goes. And put that there. Okay, let's take a look. What kind of energy do you have? What kind of energy are you embodying right now? 7 of Wands. 4 of Cups. New beginnings. Just laugh. Be bold and make the first move. Happiness. Death. Okay, calm down right now. I say this every time the death card comes up, okay? That does not mean death, okay? Chill out. Nobody's dying. Nothing bad is happening. Based on this reading, it means transition. Okay, we'll get into that a little bit more later. We have the Page of Cups. Beautiful freaking cards though. Hold a damn. Hold a damn. I mean, she's pretty. Like, that'd be some wicked Halloween makeup for sure. Okay. There's some guardedness here. You really stand up for what you want and what you believe in. It's like very evident. You don't let anybody take advantage of you or take, you're really strong in that. It's just like you're guarded, but you're just like, you stand in the way of anybody trying to like oppose you and try to be like, oh no, like this is what should happen. Like you sometimes feel like surrounded and you're just kind of like, whoa, 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 whoa. Hang on, hold the phone. Maybe you're very passionate. You could be very opinionated. With the 7 of Wands energy, it's like a 7. It's a very lucky number to me, honestly. But it's just like standing your ground. Like a lot of it's standing your ground. You just don't mess, people don't mess with you. You're just kind of like, no, thank you. But the thing is like, with that, I'm feeling like you've come into this place where it's just like you've stood your ground long enough, but you're kind of feeling like kind of like you're a dreamer. You like to think, you like to meditate, you like to just like be super uber chill about things. Sometimes this can put you in like a melancholy. So it's like this interesting sort of position that you're in right now where you're just like trying to really find what's important to you, stand up for it. But at the same time, you're just kind of feeling like, oh, like you're also feeling kind of sad. You know, I'm seeing that there might be this like melancholy, be like kind of by yourself and just feeling like, okay, like I'm standing my ground, but I don't really feel like I have much support here. And I want you to know that there's nothing wrong with standing your ground for the things that you believe in. It's very important to be able to do that. But I'm seeing like this like whole situation where you're feeling like you need to be strong and you need to just kind of stand up for what you need has created this sort of like, oh, well, like nobody really wants to get close to me because I'm just kind of like, I'm very driven and I'm very motivated and I don't know if I want people to get close to me sort of deal. You know, but I want you to know that there's like this new beginning that's coming forward for you, which is what this dawn is really telling me. This dawn is like, oh, okay, there's a new beginning coming. So there's this place of feeling like maybe you're like, okay, like I'm in this space where my energy is just kind of like really guarded, really protective, and just kind of like alone, and just kind of like keeping everybody away. But I am seeing that this is something that's not going to fly for very long. Seeing that this is going to create a new sense of understanding for you, and in this place of solitude, in this place of like pause and reflection, it's actually going to allow you to really get more in touch with who you are as a person and be able to kind of come out of this place of melancholy and really be able to just kind of step forward with a sense of like more confidence and more excitement and happiness in life. As I'm seeing this new beginnings come along here for you, I'm also seeing the Just Laugh card. So there's kind of like life's become a bit serious for you. Become a little bit like, okay, I need to protect myself and I'm kind of by myself and I'm lonely and all this stuff, which totally makes sense. It's COVID-19 right now. So this is a timeless reading, but this could apply anytime. It's just like, yeah, this kind of lonely feeling. It's like, oh, okay, I'm sitting here drinking on the beach by myself and there's a lady in the water. She wants a drink too, but I'm just like over here being like, whatever, just don't notice anything. It's kind of like this aloof sort of like existence. But you don't have to be alone in that. You don't have to push people away. I am seeing that this is like a new way for you to kind of understand and get closer to what type of energy you have to bring to the table. So getting more in touch with who you are as a person and what your needs are, very important here. As you're seeing like you're trying to keep away, you're trying to like push away, but it's just not making you feel very happy. So this Just Laugh card comes in here. It's like find a reason to make yourself laugh. Enjoy your own company. Enjoy that space that you can cultivate for yourself in solitude and just kind of feeling like, yeah, I don't really know. I'm just kind of like figuring it out. I'm just kind of standing my ground. And yeah, find the things that make you happy. This is going to really tie into your sort of new beginning sort of aspect, where you're able to just find the things that make you happy. Clearly, drinking too much by yourself ain't making you happy. So make sure you're being healthy with understanding what's important for you to cope emotionally, and what you're able to put into action once you're coming out of this space in this new beginning. Because the new beginning, the dawn, this is really fire for me. And the Seven of Wands, that's also fire. It's just like, okay, being rooted, standing your ground, but bringing in that warmth. That warmth is very important for you in this kind of time of feeling, not to say that you can't drink and you can't celebrate, but you're not having a really good time doing it right now, are you? It's not really making you much happier. And just kind of feeling this melancholy state, whether it be drinking or not. It's just kind of the more like existing until things blow over. I'm seeing that you can take advantage of that much quicker. You don't have to wait for things to blow over. So this is a new beginning for you, a new understanding for you, and it's really testing you emotionally. Be bold and make the first move. So it's really about taking your place from feeling here, sitting on the beach, being like, meh, to just being like, okay, you know what? I'm going to look around. I'm going to get up. I'm going to actually do it. But it's like, it's tough to kind of make that first sort of decision, that first sort of choice. Because there might be too many choices and too many decisions that you feel like you need to make. But it's just about just trying. Baby steps, getting started, feeling like what you can really do with that energy. Because right now, yeah, I'm seeing that you're a little bummed out. And that's all right. And then we have the dolphin, which is interestingly enough is in happiness. So it's just like you're having a hard time being happy. Yeah. Like it's just this difficulty in feeling like you can understand what happiness is to you, what makes you laugh, what makes you happy, and really understanding what that means to you. What does actually make you happy? You know, what do you actually want to stand up for? Are you going to continue to wallow, or are you going to take advantage of your happiness? Because I feel like, you know that you need to, but you're just kind of resistant to change. Here comes the Death card. So to me, the Death card is transformation. It's like you're resisting this transformation, this shift that needs to happen within you, because you're just like, you're here, you're existing, and you're kind of like, okay, like I don't really want much to change right now. Kind of just standing my ground. I don't know which actions to take. I don't know who to trust. I don't know what to do. But so within that, there's this kind of like more resistance. I'm also feeling, just with the Page of Cups here, there's kind of a little bit more of like an emotional energy that's tied in here, which is kind of a little bit more like, I want to say kid-like, but it's a bit more like, this kind of like pouty, emotional, sort of just like all over the place. In how you're expressing yourself. So this kind of like newness and just being like, okay, like I feel like I'm dealing with some of these situations in a very elementary way, maybe a way that a child might, and just not being okay with some of the changes that need to happen. But at the same time, I think it's so important for you to get in touch with your inner child, because like this Just Laugh card really embodies that. It's just like, yeah, get in touch with that self, get in touch with that magic and that feeling of just like wanting to connect with that side of yourself that is joy, that is happiness, because there's like some of these more playful, childlike emotions that you're kind of not really cultivating and you're not really taking into account. And when you do have, the emotions that come up, I feel like they're not necessarily like the most well-founded emotions. They might kind of seem like childlike reactions to you or whatever. But indulging in childishness and enjoying and laughing, just because it's a serious situation does not mean you shouldn't laugh. You shouldn't enjoy life. And it's really about taking your happiness into your own hands and allowing your energy to flourish and allowing your energy to grow. Otherwise, you'll just kind of feel super bummed out by yourself and super like guarded and you're like, I'm here, I'm putting up a good defense, and I'm existing. There's more to life than existing. You know that. You know that all it's going to take is just a shift within this. Easier said than done, honestly. But the Tower, to me, is this like rebuilding. It's like rebuild the tower that you want to build. You know, you're at the top, you're by yourself right now, you're feeling meh. So maybe consider building a tower beside it. Like start some new projects, new beginnings, new understandings, create something from the ground up. That will help you and your energy to feel fulfilled. That's all I'm getting for pile number 4. Some of these readings have been a little longer than others. I'm just kind of going with the messages of what I'm getting. But that's really what's showing up for me here. If this resonated with you, I would love to hear your comments. Thumbs up if you enjoyed, and subscribe for more. We almost at 500 subscribers. I'm so excited. I just can't hide it. And we're going to move over here. Hello, pile number 5. Welcome, welcome. You are the very final pile of the hour. And we have a clear quartz here. So we're going to take a look at what is your energy. So this can be like auric. This can be like situational. What kind of things going on in your life right now. But we're going to take a look what kind of energy you're embodying right now. How to kind of work through it. And look at your strengths and weaknesses. King of Pentacles. Oh, yeah. Judgment. Dance. Tell the truth. Don't let pride get in your way. Moderation. 6 of Pentacles. Interesting. And Judgment. Well, well, well. You are a very interesting human. We got 2 judgments in here, dude. Like, 2 of them. 2 judgments. Which is a lot about you reap what you sow. You really do. Like, there is this really powerful manifesting power that you have. It's like this clarity. Like the clear quartz is like you can program the clear quartz to do whatever you want it to do. It's sort of like a very open crystal where it's just like, okay, if you want to set an intention on it, you don't really have to be like you don't have to get a specific crystal for it. It's just like it will emphasize the energy of anything that's around it. And in this case, I'm seeing this very strong entrepreneurial, intelligent, kingly, queenly style energy that's just wants to take care of the world. A lot of really intelligent energy there where people come to you for advice, for wisdom, especially in terms of practical matters. You have a very strong energy. And you're really, really well put together, and thumbs up for that. It's probably one of my happiest readings out of all of them. But I love it. I love this king energy. I love this strong energy that you're holding, and this need to want to be able to be like, yeah, man, like what's going on in your life? Like I can help you out. What's happening? Give you advice. You're really nurturing and being very logical and very practical as well. So this king energy is more like extroverted energy in terms of being able to be like, hey, like what's going on with you? What's going on with you? And in that, it's just like the Judgment card is like reaping what you sow, you know, like really putting that energy out there, and you receive a lot of really good energy in return. There's this real beautiful energy that you're putting out to the universe, and you are a guide and you are wise, and yeah, buddy here, he looks like he's almost like the same. He's kind of got the headdress and he's got the cape, just kind of like the king. It's just like you put out really good energy and that's what you get back. You're in a place of where you're really wanting to celebrate and enjoy life. You've come a really long way. You're at this point of where you're just like, yeah, man, I just want to dance and enjoy some of the things that I have in life. So you're all about like interacting with the external environment. You're all about sort of just enjoying and being able to be like, yeah, this is great, woohoo! And I'm seeing that you have the ability to tell the truth. Like you just bring this energy that's like whoomp, right into the picture where you're like, okay, this is the truth. This is what's happening. This is what we're able to allow like others to guide. Like I can guide others through new situations, and I'm able to kind of give them the element of truth while still allowing them and allowing myself to just be able to enjoy life to the fullest, because I feel like that's what you want others to do as well. It's just to kind of be like, yeah, just own your power and celebrate and enjoy the power that you have within you. And yeah, you're straight up, you're straightforward. People don't like, they're not going to come to you and expect you to be like, oh no, everything is okay, like everything is fine, you're doing great. It's just like, no, this is bullshit. Or yeah, this is great. You're straight up, and I love it. I love that, and it's a very important quality, really positive quality that you have, because when you embody truth, others also embody truth. They look to you for this sort of like similar energy and just being like, wow, he can do it, she can do it, so can I. And that's wonderful. Don't let pride get in your way. So I'm seeing that as much as you are a very kind of more leader type person, sometimes, yeah, your pride does get in your way, where you're just like worried about getting the wrong opinion, or you're worried people aren't going to take you seriously. Know that you are living by example. And if your pride is getting in the way, that's going to kind of distort your path a little bit, where it's just like maybe you're giving too much of your energy, or maybe you're having a hard time saying no to other people when you're needing to rest. Don't let that pride get in your way. And, you know, people don't want to take your advice. Maybe that's like a little bit of like, kind of makes you pout a little bit. So kind of a little bit more of a heavier quality here. But I am seeing some like really like Leo-esque energy, prideful, but not like malicious. Like, you have good intent. Like, being prideful does not mean that you're a bad person. It means that you care. You care a lot about what other people think. You want to make sure everybody's kind of on the same wavelength as you. But make sure that need to balance everything and everybody, including yourself, is not getting in the way of your development and your growth. Because it's really important to just understand that you are in the business of telling the truth, and you are in the business of being like, yeah, man, you did this. This is what happens. Okay, that's just what happens. But sometimes, you know, it is a little bit harder to tell the truth when you're like worried about, well, this person might not like me if I tell them the truth, or there's like a worry in here. But no, you embody this, and you need to continue to really cultivate that aspect of yourself. Okay, that's a good aspect of yourself. So don't allow that pride to just step in the way of who you are and the amazing things that you express. Okay, if somebody doesn't like things that you have to say, then they're asking the wrong person. People come to you because they want the truth. Okay, don't worry so much about what the truth is going to do for them. Only matters what it does for you. All right. And moderation, okay? I'm also seeing that maybe you go hard and you work really hard on things. Moderation can also be, you know, in celebration. Everything is good for you in moderation. You have a very intense personality, so it's very important to understand that once you start to make routines for yourself, things become fixated in there. So it's very important to create good routines, good patterns of healthy living, or however you want to live, because once you get into a routine, it's kind of a little bit more difficult to shift the direction that you're going. So if you're drinking too much, guess what? It's going to be a bit of a problem, because it's the shift, right? Or if you're partying too much, or if you're prone to like self-doubt, it's the pattern that your brain follows. And if you continue to reinforce sort of the behaviors that are happening in your brain, then you'll naturally continue to keep gravitating towards a certain thing that you're not enjoying for a sense of comfort. Six of Pentacles to me is, again, it's just like you want to take care of the world. Six of Pentacles means being wealthy, being well-founded, and wanting that for others. It's wanting that security, and being able to give people that security, and having enough for yourself, enough security for yourself that you're able to really, you know, put it into the world. And it's interesting because this is the first spread out of all of these that are all upright cards, which to me really does represent externalized energy. Reverse cards represent internalized energy, but being external and even having the king here is just like extroverted. How you can help others, how can you affect the world in a, like, etc., sort of in that way, okay? And the Judgment card, which is so funny because we got both of those things. So again, it's what you reap, what you sow, okay? So if you are putting into your head that you are a bad person, that you are not strong enough, that blah, 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 the pride is getting in the way, that's going to project and into your experience as well. So as much as you're able to manifest a lot of amazing things, you're also like able to manifest a lot of negative things too, because you have that strong energy. You have that energy that can make things happen. So when you're down, everybody down. But it doesn't mean you have to be super like strong or confident all the time. It means understanding that the actions that you take will manifest into something. It will always manifest into something. So if you get on the train of being like, I'm going to like do this, and I'm going to like do this and this, whether it's a positive or negative thing, it's going to manifest, and it's going to create a routine and a pattern and an energy around that. It's what happens when you have a very strong energy. It's just like the clear quartz, right? It's like whatever you put into it is what you're going to be getting out. And to me, when I see the Judgment card, you have an amazing ability to create really good karma and really wonderful things, but you also have a really strong ability to negatively influence things in your life just as much. When you are feeling weak, you have just as much power in the weakness as you do in the strength. So understand that there's this like divider. It's just like, okay, what is pride and what is creation of newness, of this sort of new beginnings? What is like your truth? Do not forget what your truth is, and don't forget to give yourself a little bit of that cold, hard, this is what needs to happen sort of deal, because you're kind of like self-sufficient in like the fact that you're like, okay, this is all sort of, this is my realm here. So you're very well put together. I'm not seeing that there's really, honestly, there's really not much like personality flaws here. I see that you're doing pretty good, but you have this power. You have the power. You need to recognize this is the power that you hold, and understand that others will be affected by what you put into the world as well, whether it be positive or negative. So understand you choose your own karma. You choose your own decisions. It's up to you what you want to manifest, because you have the power to manifest both of them. So understanding that maybe some of the bad habits, everything needs to be in moderation or not at all. Straight up. Because there's this sort of like excess energy, and sometimes there's this more like internalized energy. But I am seeing that most of the time, everything that you feel is just put out there. There's something under this mat. It's a fold in the table. Okay, that was bothering me. So yeah, that's really what I'm getting here for the final pile number 5. I hope this made sense to you. If you agree with this reading, please give me a thumbs up. I would love to hear a comment in the description how this related to you. If you enjoyed, please subscribe. We're almost at 500 subscribers, so I'm super pumped. Thank you everybody for your continued support, and I love you all so much. So thank you very much for being my motivation and my best, wonderful, most incredible, supportive peoples. Enjoy the rest of your day and rock that energy. Seriously, you need to rock it. And I'm very happy and I'm very wonderfully pleased with all of the readings today. I hope this all gave all of you kind of like a perspective what you need to do in order to feel like you kind of have control over the realm that you're in. If you'd like to make a request for a video as well, I would be happy to take your suggestions in the comments. And yeah, I will talk to you soon. All right, checking out. Later.